We're at Dragonfly Studios. This is where I made the second record, Run. There was a certain kind of pressure to make this follow-up record, and I was lucky with the first record that it took like 3.5 years really to build and reach as many ears as possible. So it was a nice slow burn. The success of that record came after just years of failure. Years and years of failure. So much so that most people would have probably given up, but I was just insane enough to keep going. Plus without a backup plan whatsoever. So when I went to make Run, it was sort of like kind of, bits and pieces of it were made while I was still going on tour. I just wanted to continue to make the music that I heard in my head and not have anyone mess it up. There was a tsunami of a life change that I was experiencing. All of a sudden, I didn't have to tell people I had some songs worth listening to. Everybody knew. Only time will tell as I look back on these albums, and who knows. But if I really had to today, and I'm not just saying this because we're doing this deal, I think Run's my favorite record I've made, because I'll never be able to do it again. I'll never have a follow-up. Everybody was expecting Sail 2.0 or certain songs, but I don't even know how I came up with Sail 1.0 or any of those songs. They just happen, and it's really because of my openness to music I love and trying to get better or trying to receive new information so I could write something different. I played it for my dad, and it was like there was a heaviness there, and I remember him, he was like overwhelmed. I don't know if he thought it was good or bad necessarily, but I remember him having a comment along the lines of, I just feel like you put me in a trance and I was just a zombie that was just walking, off a cliff or something like that, that's heavy. But I do remember there were a couple reviews, and I was thinking like, oh, these reviews are going to be amazing. One review broke my heart, and it said something like, it compared me to Brian Wilson and Nickelback at the same time, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't even know what to do with that, right? And it was like 3.5 out of 5 stars or whatever, and I remember like I was really, really upset, and that was one person's opinion. So that was upsetting. That upset me for a while, and it shouldn't have, but it did.
He's taken the best of everything he has to offer and put it into that album.
I don't even know what I think about it, even still right now, as I'm like exercising these thoughts. It's weirder than I remember it when I just took a listen recently. In some ways better than I remembered it being, yet I can see some mistakes I made. So if I were to do it over again, which I never would want to, I would have been a little more focused on some of the songs being faster. I don't know if anyone shares this kind of shit. Most of the songs off of Run were more of a science project where I would find a sound that was new to me, whether it was a synth sound or a guitar tone or a snare, or even there was this lovely piano that they had here in that room, and I remember I hit this chord and that started Jailbreak, for example. Another thing about that record that is completely insane is that I decided to play every single instrument, every single part on it. I wanted to do the whole record in its entirety with only my fingers on it. And I haven't done that since. Maybe I'll do it again in the future, but I've been surrounded by so many great musicians that I really enjoy having them, whether it's Isaac, on drums, or Zach on guitar. I like them taking it to another level. But for Run, in that point in time, I wanted to control the whole thing. Maybe I was a little bit paranoid, I don't know. But I can hear that, again, for better or for worse. And so I could say I did that. I could tell my kids one day, hey, this record is just, nobody touched this thing but me.